Hello, in today's video we're covering 9 different things that are making your outfit look cheap. And sometimes you can take great care and even expense in building a beautiful look, and if you just do one of these things, it will totally change the way that you want to appear to the world, the way that others perceive you, and it might even ruin your outfit entirely. Make sure to stick around for the whole video. You don't want to miss one of these, and the best part is that they are very easy things to fix. All have solutions, and I'm happy to share those with you as well. In this channel, I focus on how to build a classic wardrobe, also how to incorporate relevant trends without getting too overwhelmed about everything that is thrown in our faces nowadays, and so much turn and burn in terms of the different things that we're supposed to be wearing, like barrel jeans one day, super crazy tucked over pants the other. If you love fashion and styling videos, and if you want to look elegant and timeless, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. The very first thing that will make your outfit look cheap is, when it comes to jeans, having the jeans that are baggy at the ankles. This happens a lot with straight leg jeans, which are very popular because they fit so many different types of bodies, and also they're very timeless. It's not like other types of jeans like wide legs and skinny jeans that kind of come and go. But having baggy ankles really dampens the whole look. It makes it seem like it doesn't fit, it looks frumpy. Overall, just cheapens the entire look. This is so easy for it to happen to you. I am definitely guilty of it. I have some pair of jeans that I have paid good money for that I really like, and for whatever reason, they fit really well all along my leg, but once they get to the ankles, they get a little bit baggy. It's a very hard look to recover from. There's a couple of easy ways to fix this. Number one is, of course, before you actually purchase a jean, are these baggy on my ankles or not? Do these fit? Is it tight everywhere else except the ankles? And if so, then just making the decision, am I gonna tailor them? And if not, if you still want the jeans, then you can always do a quick tuck job that will just hide the fact that they're baggy. This is one that I use a lot with a particular pair of jeans, my girlfriend, and I just tuck it over and then I tuck it under. It ends up fitting like a straight leg jean where there is no ripple, no extra bagginess. And sometimes you can hide these baggy ankle underneath a knee-high boot in the fall and winter. That's very easy to do. So it's not the end of the world if it happens, but just being aware of it and not wearing like pumps and then having all those ripples that can just really overall cheapen your look. The next big faux pas and making you look cheap is having one of those button flies that does not lie flat. It happens way more when you have a button fly for some reason, and button flies are already pretty tricky, but you want to make sure that it lies nice and flat, because otherwise you're just constantly showing the buttons underneath or the zipper, and it's really distracting and breaks up the whole outfit. And you can have the most elegant top, beautiful blazer, amazing shoes, expensive denim, but if that zipper does not lie flat, then it's going to cheapen your overall look. So you really want to pay attention to that. If you already have a pair of jeans like that, I have a pair of jeans like this that I really like. I like the way it fits everywhere else, but it does have that zipper. And what has helped me is to just iron it flat, and it has kind of reshaped it over time, the fact that it doesn't open up like that. That's something you can try. If that doesn't work and you're just in one of those binds where you're like, I already have the jeans, they were final sale, or I really love the way they fit and I need to wear them tonight, you can always do double-sided tape, which of course is a big pain if you ever want to go to the bathroom that night. It might just be a last resort to save the outfit and save the jeans so that you don't have to just throw them away or gift them. Number 3 is, of course, jeans that are too tight or too loose are always going to look not very expensive, cheapen the overall look. But I'm going to go a step further here, and I'm going to say if your jeans do not have enough stretch in them, it will make you look cheap, because they will kind of have a sausage casing type of effect where every time you sit down, it will dig into all of your creases, into all of your flesh, and it'll just be very, very distracting. It doesn't matter how thin you are, how big you are. It happens to us all. So you want to make sure that it has enough stretch. And I'm not talking about doing a jegging that's way off to one side. I'm talking somewhere in the middle where there's no stretch. Sometimes I've seen that a lot of the sustainable brands from Revolve and Kate as well. Kate is a very nice brand. Their jeans have almost no stretch at all. It's very painful to wear. And so I kind of need something that gives a little bit. There's 3 pairs of jeans that work really well for that. Number 1 are Good American jeans that are kind of middle price. They're not super cheap. They're not that expensive. They have a really nice amount of stretch. They really move with your body, hug your curve, but they're not a jegging type of material. The second is Mother. It is a more pricey, expensive brand, but it moves with you beautifully, and even when you go up a size or down a size. And then the Pilcro brand by Anthropologie that I feel are kind of like the mother dupes that Anthropologie has. They're usually about $100 less than mother jeans, which they also happen to carry, but they also have a very nice stretch as well. So if you're looking for a pair of jeans that moves with you a little bit more, check those out. I think you'll be pretty happy with them, and they tend to fit most body types. So play around with it until you find what works for you. And the fourth thing that will make your outfit look cheap are distressed jeans that are not distressed in the right way. Distressed jeans in 2024 are so popular. You're seeing them everywhere. All the cool girls have them. And even if you're not a cool girl like me, I'm not a cool girl, but even if you want to kind of dabble in the trend, it's very wearable, they're very comfortable. Just a nice little tear can look really chic, or even the ones that are at the knees that are a little bit wider can look great. You kind of want to look for the right type of distressing though. You don't want any yellowing in the distressing. It just makes it look aged and cheap, like it's been sitting on the racks for years and years and years and it's finally come out. Number two, the ones that just suddenly, like it's barely hanging on by a thread, literally, like most of your leg is exposed and it just looks very awkward. There's threads kind of everywhere. And then I think the worst type of distressing is when there's kind of like fabric underneath and it looks a little bit cheap and it's kind of like covering it with like white thread. And at that point, it won't matter what you're wearing anywhere else, how expensive your shoes are, your accessories, because everyone will be so distracted with figuring out the distressing situation. So I would just opt for some distressing jeans that just are a little bit more polished. The cut is cleaner. It is not yellow. It is not literally hanging on by a thread. And most importantly, it doesn't have some weird fabric underneath that is trying to peek through over white threading. Moving on from denim, one of the factors that is really going to cheapen your overall look are loose buttons. Loose buttons are what happens when corners are cut and you have a piece of clothing that was made very cheaply and there's like thread kind of passed a couple times through. Actual buttons themselves are kind of wonky. Not really sure if they're gonna live another day to button up the garment. That looks very, very cheap. So if you have one of those pieces already, and I have a blazer that I absolutely love that I had to go back and re-sew a little bit more tightly because it was a blazer that fits me very well. It was not that cheap actually. It was from Club Monaco, which by the way, I feel like they've gone downhill ever since they got taken over by private equity. But that's a whole other topic, maybe for another day. This is an easy fix that you can do. You can DIY it yourself. Just go back in there, tighten up the button. Not only will you look a lot more expensive, but you'll also functionally not lose a button and then have a whole other problem, which is very difficult sometimes to find the same button. The other kind of attention to detail that is overlooked, but you kind of can't put your finger on it when you see it, and you're like, why does this outfit look cheap? It's when you have one of those beautiful beach maxi dresses. It looks great, and it's a little bit see-through and chiffon and very pretty, but the slip underneath is not quite as long as the dress. Something about this look that just makes it look a little bit cheap. The best example that I can come up with is the Rococo Sand beautiful beach dress and the Chic Wish beautiful beach dress. They both look identical at first glance. You kind of can't tell the difference. The Chic Wish dress, the slip doesn't head all the way down. It actually is cut off at the knee, and then the rest of the dress is see-through, and you can kind of see through that the slip ends right there and then. And the Rococo Sand dress has the lining perfectly shaped so that it covers the whole dress, even though it's asymmetrical. So that's something that happens a lot in asymmetrical dresses, or a lot of these Amazon beach dresses, is like it just kind of cuts off the slip. It was like a very generic one-size-fits-all slip that was put under these dresses. And then the overdress is kind of popped on as an afterthought. It's very easy to find a slip that's a little bit long, actually matches the length of the dress, and that doesn't cut off your legs and kind of in the sunlight look like, oh, that slip ends right there and it's distracting. I know it's a little bit nitpicky. For some, it might not make or break the outfit, but there's a reason why I don't own a lot of these dresses. For some reason, it just looks a little bit cheaper. If you agree with me, it's just something to watch out for, and a very easy fix as well. The next thing that will cheapen your entire outfit is wearing the wrong necklace with the wrong neckline. Upon first glance, it might not hit you in the face. Like, you could be wearing a very expensive necklace with a very expensive top, but if they don't complement each other, it will, for some reason, feel completely off and will cheapen the entire vibe of the outfit. So you don't have to get too crazy with this. Sometimes you have a neckline like a polo shirt where already the polo shirt is open like this, and so it's got the collars and it's got the V-neck, and then you have a very clunky necklace that is just competing with the polo shirt, it's competing with the collar. And why would you wear a very chunky, expensive, ornate necklace with a polo? Instead, a simple gold chain, a simple pearl necklace will complement the look a lot more, will help your outfit look a lot more classy and expensive. I'm also doing an entire video on what necklace to wear with what neckline coming this month, so make sure to hit the subscribe button because you don't want to miss this. It's very easy and intuitive, and I think you'll have fun with it. The next thing you want to avoid when you don't want to look cheap is having your blacks not match. This just happened to me. I thought it wouldn't because it was the same company. I was wearing two pieces from the same brand, and I thought, of course, I'll be okay, right? I'll wear black on black and it'll work out. Guess what? It did not work out. The blacks did not match. And even though I was wearing a really cool accessory with it, I was wearing a very nice belt that should have worked, that should have like been harmonious. It like once I was out in the sunlight, I was like, wow, these blacks are night and day. One of them is like a black, and one of them is kind of like a soft black. And it just looked so bad. I almost couldn't go on with my day. So you just want to watch that. It's really tricky. Every black is not equal, and you have to take a hard look. Always have a mirror nearby, a full-length mirror by a window, because you will miss a lot of things if you don't have that readily available. You'll miss blacks that don't match. You'll miss wrinkles that you don't see in different lighting. You'll also miss like fine hair and fuzzies and animal hair all over you. So a big tip that I would suggest investing in is just a floor length mirror. There's a couple of affordable options on Amazon that you can get that are full length, that are beautiful and ornate, and you'll spend maybe $100 to $150, and it's worth every penny because it'll really help you get dressed in the morning, not just for like being able to see your whole outfit, but just being able to see the details that can absolutely ruin your outfit and make you look cheap. The next thing that will make your outfit look cheaper is just wearing your shoes as an afterthought. Like, you know, sometimes you pay so much attention and you pour so much energy into nailing the outfit and having the perfect combination and the fabric and the steaming. Like, that's another one, right? You don't want to go without steaming your outfit. You have it all down, but then you kind of run out of time when it comes to picking out your shoes, and before you know it, you just pick whatever, like whatever's comfortable, whatever's available, whatever you're wearing the most this season, and it's an afterthought, and it can just really bring the whole outfit down. Like wearing the wrong color of shoes, wearing the wrong shape with the hemline, or maybe just not meeting the occasion for the outfit, like just wearing whatever booties are comfortable when you're heading to a nice dinner. You don't have to start with the shoes like some fashion people do, but definitely play around with it. Try a couple of pairs on and discern for yourself, like, is this appropriate for the occasion? Can I walk in them? And does it go with the outfit? If you're ready to dive into some outfit formulas, don't miss my French girl outfit formula for Parisian chic. And if you had fun with me today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you really soon.